Alright folks, this one's going to be quite a bit different. For one, we're not at the counter, which is up there. The phone is on the counter. Got a little table down here. I've got my whiskey and water, and I'm sitting on a chair. Now the reason for this is today we're going to be looking at something a bit different. I picked up this. This is Spong's National 20. For those of you that can't quite see. So this is a meat mincer. This would date back to around the 1950s, 1960s. Autofocus is having a bit of a fit there, but is it? There we go. And I've just installed this rubber stopper here myself since it had lost the original one. As you can see, the little plate down here doesn't have one either. Now this, I did a bit of research because I just saw this morning at the markets, and I thought, well, I've ordered a meat mincer, might as well try one of the original things first. I did a bit of research on it, so it is missing 3 of the cutters. You can see here this little knob comes off, and I will make sure that I put the cutting disc on the right way around. So that appears to be the feed disc, which sits on there. And then you have this cutting disc. Now this was quite rusty, so I had to give it a bit of a clean. I gave it a soak in a vinegar bath to get off any of the rust. Then I gave it a bit of a disinfect and oiled all the joints. So it's in pretty good nick. They're die cast, as you can see. The handle's just got a little bit of a melt on there, but pardon me, that's not too bad. And there's a little bit of play in the handle, but really not much. It turns quite nicely when it's tightened like that. It's a bit firm, but you know, all in all, I'm quite impressed with something that would be what, if that was made in the 60s, then it would be 50 to 60 years old. If it was made in, math is hard. If it was made in the 50s, then it would be, you know, coming up on 60, 70 years old. So what I found was there's the Model 15 before it and the Model 25 after it. The Model 15 I found an advert dated 1954. The Model 25 I found a 1958 advert. So I'm going to guess 1956-ish. Spong, the company, this is their national range, which they did a little bit later. The company was actually around for a long time now. A 16-year-old kid called James Osborne started this company when he was 16 in London. That was in 1856. So he was a go-getter, and Spong and Company was focused on meat processing primarily. Of course, they've got hundreds of these, hundreds of different models. I've seen numbers, you know, that say that 6 digits worth of sales, which is awesome. But yeah, so 100 years later, after founding, is possibly when this one was made, so maybe around their 100-year anniversary, which would be pretty cool. They did a whole pile of different things. They had tabletop mincers and they had desk mount mincers. They did hardware as well. They were casters, obviously, and machinists and mechanics. But these really seem to be what stuck around, and I guess because they are pretty rock solid. Like, this thing's damn near bulletproof. There's really not much else to say about it. What I thought I'd do is we can get our little tray, hopefully it'll fit in here, and cut up some pork and we'll try mincing it. This is rasher pork because I'm gonna just make like bacon loaf, if that's a thing. Got a glove too, and just need a bit of this. Now, I'm not sure how this is all really going to go together, if it's going to fit in the frame, but I can shuffle this table around a bit if need be. So I'll mount it on the edge of this table I've got here, and you should be able to see pretty well what's going on. I am mildly worried about just flipping this whole table with the amount of force I'm going to have to put into this, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get this nice and tight. Alright, I'll move my drink out of the way just so it's, yeah, that's not going to fit, is it? Alright, one sec. Get this out of the way. we'll say she's going straight into the fry pan. Oh, just. So, what I'm going to do is start feeding it in. Got a few different size cuts. As I feed up, I'm probably going to have to push down on here, but we'll see how it goes. Thought first, I'll start with some long cuts and we'll see how this goes now. Yeah, this is rasher bacon, if I didn't say that before. So, sorry, rasher pork. So it's what you'd cut bacon out of. It's got a lot of fat and gristle, but if you mince it up, it can be utterly delicious. Okay, it's, oh, yep, got to hold that down. It's definitely chewing through it. It's definitely mincing it. It's doing actually a better job than I thought. That is pretty cool. It's pulling it through really well. All right, let's keep feeding it. You can actually see from the angle you've got there how it's pulling it through. Could probably put, this flies through it. Look at that go. You can hear it cutting too. You could probably put a lot more through it than I am. Let's try some of these smaller chunks. They should just feed straight in. I'm really excited about eating this now. There was one of the adverts, one of the old-timey adverts, I'll put some links in the description to what I found, advertised 4 pounds of pork minced in, was it pork or lamb? 4 pounds of something, minced in about 2 minutes. I could see that. This is a thick cut that I've got on this blade, mincing blade, but you know, if you've got this set up on something fairly sturdy, and you got maybe a helper, one of your kids, which I don't have, thankfully, just pumping the pork in, pumping the lamb in, look at it go. It sucks it straight through, it's not getting caught, it's not having any issues whatsoever, and it's really not taking any effort. It's pretty much, has the same resistance as when I was just trying to free spin it. Now you will want to be careful that you don't jam your fingers in here whilst it's spinning. There she goes. Because I reckon, yeah, that will just break your finger real quick. Real quick. Look at it go. See that last little bit in there? I'm amazed at how well this is grabbing the pork, pulling it through. You know, the screw mechanism, the screw's pardon my hiccups, bloody hell, screw's an amazing invention, but this shows what is really powerful. Jeez, I haven't even had much whiskey, I can't even talk. I'm just blown away by this. This just shows how powerful the screw really is and how it can force feed it if you've got the right internals to grab it. So let's take this off. Just have a quick look now what it looks like. So yeah, the inside there, it sucked it all through. It's as clean as a whistle. Now if we take this off, we'll see how much meat was left. I'm assuming it'll need a little bit of a clean. But it force fed it so very well. Alright, so there's basically nothing on that. You can see here how it goes in. And there is really not much left in there either. That's brilliant. I'm so bloody happy with this. I doubt that the expensive electronic one that I've just ordered could do anywhere. I have no idea why that recording just cut it out then, and I was hoping to do no edits required, but that's not going to happen. So I don't think really could have done any better with something electric. I mean, maybe you'd have more cutting options, but I could get more cutting discs for this, and I might. It's a brilliant piece of machinery from well over half a century ago. Worth holding on to, worth the 15 bucks I paid for it. I reckon I'll probably use that a fair bit. This I'm gonna kind of flatten out into a cake like this in a baking tin and just cook it like a bacon loaf, see how good it tastes. Lots of fat in here, so it's gonna make a lot of drippings that I'll probably use in some other recipes. But I hope you enjoyed this, something a little bit different for this gloomy Sunday afternoon here. If you do want to see more of this, I can certainly pick up more old crap from the local markets. There is a lot of it going around. If you don't, let me know in the comments. I read all the comments because I only get like 2 of them. Otherwise, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. I have a fun time doing it. It actually takes a little while to set up, and it's stuff I'm doing anyway. I'm cooking, I'm trying this stuff out, so I hope you get as much from it from I do. If you don't, still like, still subscribe, still hit that little dingleberry bell shaped thing for me, because it does tickle my curiosity. And an end card will come up now with some links to some more stuff. I think the YouTube algorithm tells you what you want to see. Feel free to click on it, feel free to comment. I really do value your feedback. Some of it's utterly hilarious. Even hate mail, leave it. It's good fun. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. So until then, enjoy, keep cooking, stay safe. See ya.